What is going on, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today I've got another discussion. Well, I guess discussion video. It's a top five video. I'm giving you guys the top five decks that I am most looking forward to playing once the new Master Rules 2020 revisions goes into effect on April 1st. I could call it Master Rule 5. I kind of like calling it Master Rule 5 because it's just so much less to say, you know. But whatever, you know what I mean. The new rule set changing, moving synchros, XZs, and fusions, all making them eligible to be summoned to any monster zone. You don't have to open up zones with link monsters anymore, which is super nice. It unlocks a ton of different archetypes. And so with that, today I'm giving you my top five decks that I'm most looking forward to. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Number one, it's Satellar Knights. Now this is well, all right. I'm gonna say this now. You're gonna be able to tell very soon that what my favorite extra deck summoning mechanic is. It's XZs, but it's not even just XZs. It's like rank fours specifically. I think just because the pool of generic rank fours is like so vast and so varying and like outclass generic links. If your deck can support the rank 4 engine and isn't locked into the one extra deck zone, that like those decks are, I think, get like such a huge buff out of this. So Satellar Knights kind of fit that mold. The reason Satellar Knights are number 5, even though I'm actually really looking forward to playing them, maybe more than some of the other decks on this list, it's number 5 because I don't think this deck actually specifically gets as big a buff as some other decks do for the Master Rules 5. And what I mean by that is, like, even though Satellar Knights will get a nice buff by not having to, like, not being forced to put, like, Trevere in the extra monster zone, the deck a lot of times can't extend past, like, the 1xZs you summon, and in like given turns, and the fact that you do have cards that also lock you into only being able to summon or attack with like Satellar Knights for the rest of the turn, can definitely limit like how, like, just being able to go into other stuff. Like maybe you could make a second Trevere, but then you're going to bounce your first Trevere, and like how, like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it's diminishing. It's definitely a buff in some way, but it's not a full on, like, as crazy as unlocking some of these other decks is. So for that, I have it number 5. I'm still very excited to play it though. Next up is the second XZ's base deck, and it's Utopic Future, whatever. I think it's Utopic Future. So this is a deck where I'm actually not even sure exactly how I want to play the deck. I'm really just worried about playing the Utopic Future cards because I do think they're very good. There's ones that we don't even have yet that it's hopefully at some point we'll get. We have the new support coming from Magical Hero in the next Legendary Duelist set coming in mid-January, and so this is just like a really cool deck. I already like the XC's like I don't know, mechanic. It's already my favorite one, and I think these Utopic Future cards really make for like easy transitions through different monsters. You'll have win conditions like Utopia Double and Double or Nothing, as well as just the entire, like I just said, a huge pool. And this one won't be as restricted, and this one can go into multiple, unlike Satellar Knights can a lot of the time. It'll be much faster, and you can just kind of get to whatever utility rank 4 you need, or you can just start overlaying for different Utopic Future cards, and they get very, very good as long as we get some of those, I guess the big one, the one that negates, that's like the biggest one there. I don't remember his name, but they're still really, really cool. Even though I don't really like that anime specifically. I think that was Zexel, right? Yeah, with Yuma. I still think Utopia is one of the best one of the coolest like main character boss monsters still, like in Yu-Gi-Oh. So whatever, I'm into it. This is just a deck I'm kind of hyped for, and I like making rank 4s. They're my favorite. All right, then we have an actual non-XYZ deck, which is cool. We have Blackwing. Blackwing's here. This is a synchro-based deck. They took a huge hit with Master Rules 4, and finally they're being unlocked a little more. If you didn't know, they got support in Master Rule 4, being like a huge like towers boss synchro that is like 3,000, can't be affected by all other card effects, and once per turn you can just like steal an opponent's monster essentially, which is very strong as well. Which is just a nice like win condition that the deck didn't have before. Then we got Seamoon. This is now like the best card in the deck. Like they just got a bunch of buffs that like they couldn't even really make use of in Master Rules 4, but now that they get unlocked, they're actually going to be something super interesting. Other than that, though, it's really just it's one of those things, those classic things where the deck didn't have its own link monster, and so just to get to the point where like you could summon multiple synchros, you would have to like already put two monsters, two important resources into like a Wheat Witch's Apprentice before you can even like try and make like the synchros underneath of it, and then the synchros just weren't as good like after that, and it just really wasn't worth it. Your boards were like super mediocre. You could do some interesting stuff when like Shade, not Shade. Is that what I'm thinking? Rusty Bardish. That's what I mean. When Rusty Bardish was still around, you could do some interesting things with him, but after that, after he got banned, the deck really didn't do much, and so now that it can come off the list, it really is going to be an interesting pick. Going to be a cool offensive deck, can set up towers-esque monsters going first, and can be a real pain to deal with for certain decks. So Blackwing's definitely going to go on here. Number 2, Invoked. This deck, well, this is one of the decks that a lot of people have their eyes on because they think this deck could straight up be like could make the jump, even just a pure version. I mean, I've seen stuff. I saw a video today actually of like literally just a pure invoked list, a going first invoked list, kind of like invoke control, with just like damn near 20 hand traps. And so even if you don't draw Alistair or Magical Meltdown, or like you activate one and gets ashed, you just have 20 hand traps in your deck, so your opponent doesn't get to do anything to capitalize on it. And then eventually you draw into enough stuff and you've held them off with like a ton of hand traps, and you finally get to pop off, and you have stuff like Purgatrio that's mass removal. We have that new fusion that's coming, and I don't think that new fusion is insane, but I do think it is a buff in a sense, which is very, very nice as well. He makes Book of the Law a better card, and especially in a more pure version, which is really nice. Instant Fusion just brings out like Raijin, and then that can get you just into invoked type stuff. I mean, Raijin with like Book of the Law, right? You just Instant Fusion out Raijin, then you can just Book of the Law into Makaba if you wanted, right? Or whatever you want. So that's actually pretty cool, and yeah, it's just super versatile. I mean, you just have like you just have a really offensive option, a very defensive option. You have an in-between option, a way to phase between them as a quick effect, and just not being locked to that one zone, just dropping one Makaba in the extra zone, and just kind of being stuck with that is so nice that you're not held down to those confines, and allows this deck to really, really do much more like stronger plays, getting multiple fusions on the board and stuff, which is really, really good. I'm really looking forward to playing this. This might be my competitive pick once the new format runs around, but we'll have to see. And then lastly, number 1 on this list is Time Thieves. Now, Time Thieves actually haven't even been playable yet, because we have, I believe, at least four new cards coming in Ignition Assault. We're going to see if Perpetua also ends up coming. Wait, is it 4? No, I think it's 3 right now. I think we have a monster spell and a trap, but we don't know when we're getting Perpetua. Hopefully Perpetua comes in Ignition Assault. We haven't unconfirmed yet for the TCG, but we get the counter trap. The spell is nice. The monster's okay. I'm not sure if he's even worth playing yet, but he's okay at best. But she is a huge buff to the deck, and specifically with this new rule change, she's so much better. It was so much harder to make her turn 1 anyway, and now you like all you have to do is like be able to get the 4 level 4s on the board. You can like make her and like actually do much more like important things than just end redoer and pass. And I'm really, really, really excited for that. I think this deck can be legitimate. We're gonna find out for sure, but I've seen this deck duel like online against like competitive decks now, and it's held its own to say the least. And we're gonna find out if it can do that on the next tier up. And also keep in mind, we got for initial wave of support, we got a wave of support in Ignition Assault. We easily could get one more wave of support in Eternity Code. And so, just keep here. I mean, that's like for like so many decks could just get something in Eternity Code. We still have like, 45 or whatever cards like not revealed just from the OCG side of the set revealed. So we definitely have so much stuff coming, and this is just another classic, kind of just like Utopic Future, just not being confined down to that one extra monster zone. And you don't have to make a link to then put, and that's 6 materials, right? You'd have to make a link to that points down twice. You have to make a redoer, and then you make Perpetua. That's 6 materials, that's too much for a deck like this. You're not trying to play a crazy extending deck. You're just trying to play a more mid-range deck where you play like your starters, a couple extenders, and then you play like mid-range cards, Called by the Grave, Instant Fusion, just good mid-range cards, Hand Trap, stuff like that. And so, I don't know. I'm just super excited. This is a deck I was already excited about. I've already been licking my chops, even with the Master Rule 4 rules. But now with this, it's going to be even better. And so I'm really, really excited. And then just like I said before, it has access to the just generic rank 4 card pool as well, which can just be a very strong asset to it as well, versatility-wise. But that's pretty much it, guys. Those are the 5 decks I'm looking forward to the most once Master Rule 5 or Master Rule 4 2020 revision comes around. I'm really excited. Seriously, all 5 of these I'm really excited to build, and I can't wait. And especially if any of them get any little bumps in support. Time Thieves and like, I guess, Teller Knights specifically are what I'm looking at, because even though all throughout this whole thing, Teller Knights have still not gotten any support from like anything. So I think a lot of people would love for that to come at some point soon, but we'll have to wait and see. Definitely let me know your guys' favorites down below. Let me know your top 5 decks that you're like super ready to like whip back out or whip out because you wanted to try it always, and then Master Rules 4 came around and you were like, ah, man, we're screwed. I can't play this deck now. And you want to. So let me know those down below. As always, guys, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet and you enjoyed this video. Whatever. Do the stuff. I'm rambling so much. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it so much. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.